Welcome to another episode of the Japan Reach podcast. Embark on an exciting journey through the heart of Japan, its vibrant culture, fascinating traditions, and the stories that make it truly extraordinary. Our team has traveled far and wide across Japan, immersing ourselves in its rich culture and connecting with its incredible people. Now we're bringing those unforgettable experiences straight to you. From hidden gems to captivating guest stories, each episode dives into what makes Japan unique and inspiring. When I was in Kobe, Japan last year, I was made aware of a local yurukara. A yurukara is a Japanese mascot character named Habatan. Habatan is a yellow bird. Unlike many whimsical yurukara, he has an inspiring backstory. One of Habatan's most striking characteristics is his yellow color. Don't be deceived. Many assume Habatan is a chick, but Habatan is a phoenix, born not of an egg, but from the fires and the ashes of the Great Hanshin Earthquake. Let's talk about the Great Hanshin Earthquake.
What's
going on? Suma and Nagata are a mess. Is this really happening?
It was January 17th, 1995, precisely 5:46 a.m. local time. Japan was struck by one of its most devastating natural disasters, the Great Hanshin Earthquake. With a magnitude of 6.9 on the Richter scale, this catastrophic event primarily affected the city of Kobe and its surrounding areas, leading to widespread destruction and a profound impact on the nation's disaster preparedness strategies. This earthquake, also known as the Great Kobe Earthquake, remains a painful chapter in Japan's history, with its consequences still influencing urban planning and disaster response today. The Great Hanshin Earthquake originated in the Awaji Island region of Hyogo Prefecture along the Nojima Fault. And because the earthquake resulted from what's called a shallow crustal fault movement, it resulted in a very intense ground shaking. The earthquake only lasted 20 seconds, but in less than half a minute, it caused catastrophic damage. The intense violence of the shaking destroyed buildings, highways, and infrastructure across Kobe, one of Japan's most prominent port cities. The worst-hit areas were Kobe's Nara, Hyogo, and Suma wards, where numerous structures collapsed almost instantaneously. The official death toll from the earthquake reached approximately 6,400 people, with thousands more injured. The victims were crushed beneath collapsed buildings, while others succumbed to the fires that ignited in the aftermath. Between the collapsed buildings and the inferno that consumed much of the residential areas of Kobe, over 300,000 residents were left homeless, forced to seek refuge in makeshift shelters. It's estimated that more than 100,000 buildings were either destroyed or severely damaged. Elevated highways and railway lines collapsed, disrupting transportation for months. One of the most striking images from the disaster was the elevated Hanshin Expressway, which toppled over on its side, leaving vehicles stranded precariously on broken segments of the highway. To add to this destruction, emergency services were hampered by roads that were littered with debris from collapsed buildings and water supplies that were destroyed during the quake, meaning fire suppression was almost non-existent. Fire departments were so determined to do something, they put water pumps in the sea and started to thread hoses through the devastation to put out the fires with seawater. To put it mildly, the city was simply unprepared for such a catastrophic quake. The financial impact of the Great Hanshin Earthquake was staggering, with estimates placing the total damage at over $100 billion. The port of Kobe, a major hub for international shipping and trade, suffered significant losses, forcing businesses to relocate or shut down. It took years for the local economy to recover, and some industries never did. Beyond economic devastation, the disaster had deep social consequences. Many survivors faced long-term psychological trauma, The loss of homes and loved ones led to a sharp increase in depression and suicide rates in the affected areas. In response, Japan invested heavily in mental health support and community rebuilding efforts. Every year on January 17th, memorial services are held in Kobe and the surrounding areas to honor the victims of the Great Hanshin Earthquake. The Kobe Earthquake Memorial Museum was established to educate future generations about the disaster and the resilience of those who survived. I have been to the museum, and it was a somber experience. The city has also left a section of the port as it was the day after the earthquake as a reminder of the devastation. If you go to Kobe, I highly recommend that you check it out. So back to where this story started. In the aftermath of the disaster, Hyogo Prefecture introduced Habatan. Habatan was designed to bring hope and encouragement to those affected by the earthquake, particularly children who had experienced incredible trauma and loss. The cheerful character was featured in disaster awareness campaigns, educational programs, and community rebuilding efforts. Over the years, Habatan has continued to serve as a reminder of the importance of preparedness and the strength of the Kobe community in overcoming adversity. A community, like a phoenix, that rose from the ashes of one of Japan's most destructive earthquakes. God bless and Jamata.